Hi folks, how you doing? So I've come barbel fishing today. I've been set up about, I don't know, 10 minutes. Chucked out just a normal ground bait feeder, some pellets, and I've had a little chub. And it's a lovely little thing, so I thought, why not film it? So, you know, it's not always about size, is it? So here goes. Here he is, or she. Look at the gob on that. Took a 15mm boilie. About what, 8 inches long? It's like a sandwich. Anyway, let's get her back. Look at the markings. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So it's an absolutely lovely day today. In fact, it's probably far too sunny to be out barbel fishing, but it's about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm hoping really to fish it through till dusk. So I'm not too worried about the sunshine, and to be fair, that little chub was a bonus. I got my rod out. I have got the bait runner on, so it shouldn't scream off. I don't normally always fish with a bait runner when I'm barbel fishing. I like to get the 3-foot twitch, pick it up, but while I'm doing this piece of camera, then there's no harm in having the safety of the bait runner on. I'm just fishing with, well, the chub was on these little dynamite krill and crayfish boilies, 15mm, just little ones. I've got some hemp and Sony Baits dark ground bait, and I've got some bog standard carp pellets, just the cheap ones you get from the tackle shop, and I'm having another nibble. And I'm just doing the time bomb. Probably seen Matt Hayes fish it on Hampton Load before. You get a little bit of ground bait in the feeder, fill it up with pellets, and then a bit more ground bait on top. And I'll probably fish that right up until the sun starts to set, and then I'll probably switch to big chunks of meat, and we'll see how it goes. I've got a 2-ounce feeder on, which is heavier than I like to use really. I'm quite happy just to let the lead or feeder bump around in the flow. I'm not interested in holding bottom anywhere, but the river's up a little bit. It is going through quite quickly, so it is what it is. Again, not taking it too seriously really. If I catch a barbel, then that is awesome, but I've saved a blank, so I'm more than happy to just sit here, eat my cheese and crackers, have a drink, listen to the radio, and enjoy being outside really. Fish number 2. They're getting better. What's that? The pound maybe? Lovely little fish. Back she goes, under the tree. Absolute beauty. Prince of the river. Prince of the river. I know what you say. 6. Maybe 5, 6. Lovely fish. Lovely fish. Had a nice little clip of her, but it's not fair to keep them out just so you can get a decent photo. It's not like it was a PB or, you know, some kind of record breaker, but off she swam, and that's all good. That's what you got to do with barbel. Got to give them plenty of time to recover, especially on days like today, and then get them back in the water. So I had my fun, and she's gone back safely. Top fishing in my opinion. Still roasting, absolutely roasting. I think it must be about 6 o'clock in the afternoon now, and the sun has probably got another, I don't know, half hour, an hour before it disappears behind some trees. And I can't wait, because as soon as that happens, I'm going to switch to luncheon meat and feel it through the swim under that tree and keep an eye on the rod. But until then, I'm quite happy to carry on with chucking a boilie out and waiting. It's not the most exciting way to fish, to be fair, but I'd much rather have the meat on. But I don't want to be constantly watching the rod tip for the little nibbles I'll get on meat with my eels and whatever else, because the sun is right in front of my rod tip. Hey ho, can't complain. It was absolutely chucking it down last week and the allotment was flooded, so I'm not going to moan too much. But it's very, very warm, very warm. But I'm quite happy. First barbel session of the year, and I've got a barbel. Yeah! I'll spin the camera around and I'll flick through my gear and I'll show you what I've been doing. Fishing a single 15mm boilie on a hat. Nothing fancy about that. Cheapest boilies in the tackle shop. Get the feeder, push it in, make a plug at the one end, like so. Grab some pellets, throw them in there. Then plug the other end. So what you kind of have is like a feeder, I don't know, what would you call it? A feeder sandwich. There you go. So you've got ground bait and hemp one end and the other, and in the middle there is pellets, and when you lob it out it just explodes. Great way of getting bait into the swim as well, because you keep casting out, and eventually you build up a nice bed of bait over there, which will be great for when I chuck the meat out later on. So there we go. Matt Hayes' time bomb in action. Pretty sure there's another video on YouTube of him catching something like £100 worth of fish from Hampton Load using this method. I'm nowhere near £100, but I'm happy to have the first barbel of the season in the net, so it works, doesn't it? Hi folks. So the sun's gone down. Woohoo! The meat is out. The 3, maybe 4 foot, 3 foot hook link is on. The traps are set. And I've had a few nibbles. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I would quite like a second barbel now. In fact, I'm having a nibble as we speak. Nothing fancy. I have a 1 ounce lead just to get the meat down through the flow. I've cast it out to a third of the way out. Let the current take it round under that tree there. And I have 3 cubes of meat, about 2 centimeters cubed on the up the line. So I have one on the hook and then I have it up the line. Idea behind that is that if one flies off or drops off or gets pulled off, the other ones fall down. Yeah, seems to work for me. So here's the hook bait, as you can see. 3 cubes of meat, 2 pushed up the line, 1 with the hook point showing. And just to give you an idea of length of my hook line, length of my hook link. There's the lead down there on the unhooking mat, and there's the meat. So it's a good 3 foot that. I'll sometimes go even bigger, sometimes quite happily go up to 6 foot. It depends how hard it's fishing really. but that will just, because it's a light lead, it will just move around in the current, and it does settle a bit, but this will waft around and there's plenty of space, and the barbel picks it up and tests it, picks it up and tests it, and eventually picks it up, feels the lead, tears off, top goes round, bada bing bada boom, and in theory it works. Right, enough talk, let's get out there. Last cast, last fish, here we go.